What's up everybody? In this video I will be ranking all 60 of the Hearthstone Battlegrounds anomalies. This was my favorite special effect to happen to Battlegrounds. I think it was slightly better than quests and a lot better than the buddies. Our first anomaly is Money Match. Start at 10 gold. I think this was a pretty fun anomaly. It allowed a bunch of strategies, and on your first turn you got to buy 3 minions, which was a cool change. Our next is Prudence of Amethyst. Unspent gold carries over to your next turn. If you saved at least 5, gain 1 extra. This one also opened up for a lot of cool strategies, so I will put this in A tier as well. Mimiron's Clockwork Stadium. You cannot upgrade the tavern with gold. It upgrades itself every 2 turns. This one was okay. It wasn't the most fun. I'll put it in B tier. Curse of Agrimar. Start at 5 health and 5 gold. Your hero can only take 1 damage at a time. This one didn't feel like anything special. It just made it a little bit slower, I guess. I just didn't like it, so that's C tier. Big League. Only tavern tiers 3, 4, 5, and 6 exist. Start with 10 extra armor. A lot of people liked this one, but I think it was just average. I'll put it in B tier. What are the odds? Only tavern tiers 1, 3, and 5 exist. Triple rewards discover a minion of your tier. I was also not really impressed with this one. B tier. How to Even, just like the odd one. B tier. Tavern Special. All minion types are in the tavern. It always has 7 minions. So this one was kind of annoying because with all the minion types present, it was harder to find triples. So I'm going to put this one in D tier. Oops All Beasts. So this was a group of anomalies where it limited to 1 tribe. I didn't really care for these, so I'm gonna put them all in C tier. Was Oops All Beasts, All Dragons, All Quillbore, Pirates, Demons, Elementals, Murlocs, Mechs. Next, we have Eonar's Overgrown Arena. At the start of your turn, minions in the tavern have +1/+1 this game. I really enjoyed this one. I think the best tribe to usually go for was Elementals, and then with Chef Naomi, you could get them huge. I will be putting this one in S tier. False Idols. You only need 2 copies of a minion to make it golden. Instead of a triple reward, get a coin. This one was also pretty fun. I think Nagas did really well with it, but it was fun to easily get triples. Bring Home the Bacon. Start with 2 upgrading piggy banks. Break them open to gain gold. This one was pretty fun, waiting until the last minute to break open the banks and have a huge swing turn. This one I would say is S tier. Grapnel of the Titans. The first minion you buy each turn is free. This one was nice. I will put it in A tier. Blood of Sargeras. At the start of your turn, set each hero's health to 12. So the cool thing about this is if you lost, you would go back up to 12 after taking the damage. So it would let you live a little bit faster than if it was just a static 12 at the beginning of the game. That said, I didn't find it that compelling, so I'll put in B tier. The Yogg-Saron at the start of each turn spin the same wheel of Yogg-Saron. So this one, everyone was getting the same wheel each time, so it wasn't unbalanced. I just didn't like the effects where you would freeze the tavern to try to grab a minion and it would land on the wheel that eats the tavern. Or you had all of your stats on one big minion and then you got the swap wheel that would mess up your whole board. So I would put this in D tier. Secrets of Norgannon. Tavern tier 7 exists, start with 10 extra armor. So I would say this was my very favorite of all of them because the Tavern tier 7 minions were really fun. And there was the one, I think it was Arrogant Braggart, that would allow you to go with infinite stats with Bran and the Murloc Battlecry activator, because the golden version would basically double the highest minion stats each time for the card. Reckless Enhancement. Minions in the tavern each randomly gain Taunt, Wind Fury, Divine Shield, or Reborn. This one was kind of boring. I didn't really care for it, but it wasn't exactly bad either, so let's go with B tier. No Place Like Holmes. Each turn, look at 2 minions. Guess which one your next opponent had last combat for a coin. So this one is very easily infuriating if you just get it wrong each time. So I would say this one is D tier. I don't like the Murloc Holmes hero either, so I never pick him. Valuation inflation. Tavern tier 1 does not exist. Minions cost gold equal to their tier. This one was very different and really spiced up the game, so I'll put that in S tier. Feline Fortune. After another hero dies, discover a minion from their warband. It keeps enchantments. This one is kind of like the Murloc Holmes one. I just don't really care for it. Treasure Hoard. On turn 6, discover a golden tier 4 minion. So there were a couple of these. I think they're very boring, so I'm going to put all of them in D tier. Anomalous Twin. Start of combat, summon a copy of your highest health minion. This one was pretty fun and let you do a couple different strategies of just throwing all your buffs on one minion to get 2 huge minions. I thought it was pretty fun. Anomalous Bribe. After you sell a minion, give its stats to a minion in the tavern. This one was okay. I guess B tier. It wasn't a bad one, it just wasn't as impressive as some of the others. Anomalous Wisdom Ball. Starting on turn 6, you occasionally get helpful refreshes. I really liked this one. Sometimes it would give you a tavern full of just random legendary cards to pick, and other times it would give you a tavern full of the tribe that you had the most of, and it just made it easier to do certain things. This is another Treasure Hoard. 11th Hour. The first time your hero takes fatal damage, prevent it and gain 11 gold next turn instead. So This is a really cool idea that allows you to try and rush upgrading the tavern until you basically almost die, and this saves you. So I think that was a pretty good one. No face, no case. Every 4 turns you get a faceless manipulator. This one was probably S tier, since it allowed you to get triples faster, just do certain things where you actually get the buffed version of the thing you're copying as well. So it was really powerful. Audience's choice. At the start of each turn, one player chooses a card for all players to get at the end of turn. So this one was definitely an S tier because it allowed you to strategize which of the 3 cards would be good for you, but maybe not the best for your enemies. So I had a lot of fun playing this one. Double header. The first time you buy a card each turn, get an extra copy of it. So this one was pretty cool. It allowed you to get triples faster. It's just a decent one overall. Everything's on fire. At the start of the game, take 25 damage. After another hero dies, regain 5 health. So this one was kind of interesting. You could die really fast, but overall, it wasn't one that I really liked to play. So let's go with C tier on that one. Gladiator Spoils. After you win a combat, discover a minion of your tier, otherwise get a random one of a tier lower. So this was a very snowball-y anomaly. If you were winning, you got a minion of your tier and you got to choose from the discover options, whereas if you lost, you were just getting random garbage of a lower tier. So if you were doing well, this was really fun. If you were just on a losing streak, it was miserable. But overall, I would say it was a good idea. So I'll put that in A tier. Uprising. After you upgrade the tavern, discover a tier 1 Dark Moon prize. Improves in 3 turns. This one I did not like. I thought it was really boring because the waiting 3 turns for the prize to upgrade was really slow. So I would put this one probably in D tier. Overseer's Orb. After you upgrade the tavern, refresh it with minions of your most common type. This one was really fun just because I like the easiness of having your most common type, the tribe you want, filling the tavern. So I really liked playing this one. Nguyen's Shifting Discs. All heroes are Master Nguyen. I did not like this one because I don't like the hero, so that's an easy D tier. Uncompensated Upset. Start at 1 gold, minions cost 1, but sell for 0. Upgrading the tavern costs 2 less. This one was okay. I wouldn't say it's bad, so let's go with B tier. Blessed or Blighted. Start of combat, give your leftmost minion Divine Shield and your rightmost minion Reborn. So there was strategy with positioning that made this one better than average, but it wasn't too exciting to me. So let's go with A tier, just better than average, but not the best. Pack Stands. The tavern always has 7 minions. This one, I mean, it's making there be more minions, but it's not really special. But at the same time, it's not one of the bad ones, so solid B tier. Perfected Alchemy. Start with a Goldenizer that makes a friendly minion golden. So this is the Reno hero power. I would say it was pretty fun. You could basically just wait to find a brand and then make the brand golden for all kinds of crazy battle cry stuff. So that one would be A tier. The keys to victory. After you play a minion, give your other minions +1/+1 for each keyword they share with it. This one I didn't really care for. I'm gonna put it in C tier. Path of the Treasure Seeker. After you refresh 5 times, find the golden monkey. This one I did not like. I don't really have a reason for it other than, like, you didn't always refresh 5 times unless you were playing elementals. So it's like you're wasting 5 gold for the monkey. It just was not a fun one. A fair reward. Instead of a minion, triple rewards discover a tier 1 Dark Moon prize. This one, I would say C tier. It's below average, but not absolutely terrible. Little League. Only tavern tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4 exist. So this one I will put next to the other one in B tier. I didn't really care for that one, but it wasn't awful. The Golden Arena. All minions are golden, but you do not get triple rewards. I would say this was a pretty fun one, S tier. Echoes of Argus. Your battle cry and death rattles trigger an extra time. This one could be pretty annoying depending on what your enemies were drafting, but as far as an idea, it was a pretty good one. Transient Treasures. At the start of your turn, choose from 2 new quest rewards. I did not like having to choose 2 random things at the start of the turn, so that one's easily D tier for me. So you're getting the quest rewards without having to do the quest, but most of those rewards weren't exactly that impactful for one turn because you couldn't build around whatever the reward was. So that's definitely D tier. Bring in the buddies. Buddies are in the tavern. I don't really care for the buddies. I would say that's C tier. Deep Blue Sooner. At the start of your turn, get 2 temporary Deep Blues. They give a minion more stats each time. So this was just giving you the Spellcraft spell, but you would usually save it up for a Cleave minion, and I think that was... It was fun to play, but it wasn't that creative as the S tiers, I think, as far as like the difference of that match and different strategies. So I'll put solid A tier. Denathrius's Anima Reserves. All heroes are Sire Denathrius. Quests were fun, so I'll put that in B tier. And the last one is one of the treasures that I already put all those in D tier. That was all the anomalies. Let me know down in the comments which ones you think were truly S tier and which ones were just awful. Maybe we disagree in a lot of places on this tier list. But thanks for watching. Have a good one.